Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for Monday, October 27, 2025. And in the news this afternoon, Melissa, now a Category 5 hurricane, expected to turn towards Jamaica on Monday. Hurricane Melissa has threatened into a powerful Category 5 storm south of Jamaica and is expected to turn towards the island on Monday. That's according to the latest bulletin by the Meteorological Service of Jamaica, which stated that at 4 a.m., the center of Hurricane Melissa was located 205 kilometers or 130 miles southwest of Kingston, or 167 kilometers or 104 miles south of Treasure Beach in St. Elizabeth. Melissa is moving toward the west near 6 kilometers per hour or 3 miles per hour. A slow turn toward the northwest and the north is expected Monday, followed by a northeastward acceleration beginning on Tuesday. On the forecast track, the core of Melissa is expected to move near or over Jamaica Monday night and Tuesday. Maximum sustained winds have increased to near 260 kilometers per hour or 160 miles per hour with higher gusts. Additional strengthening is forecast Monday, with some fluctuations in intensity likely before Melissa makes a landfall on southwestern Jamaica as a powerful major hurricane early Tuesday. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 45 kilometers or 30 miles from the center, and the tropical storm force winds extend outward 315 kilometers or 195 miles. Data from Jamaica's Doppler radar show that outer bands of Hurricane Melissa have been moving over mainly southern and eastern sections of Jamaica since Sunday evening and producing periods of light to moderate rainfall, the Met Office said. Hurricane Melissa is expected to produce rainfall amounts reaching 350 to 750 millimeters or 15 to 30 inches over parts of Jamaica in the next couple of days, especially over central and eastern parishes, with higher amounts over hilly terrain. Catastrophic flash floods and landslides are likely, according to the weather experts. Tropical storm conditions are expected to spread over Jamaica Monday, and hurricane conditions are expected to begin Monday night or early Tuesday. Life-threatening storm surge, accompanied by large and destructive waves, is likely along the south coast of Jamaica Monday night and on Tuesday, peaking at 9 to 13 feet above ground level, near and to the east of where the center of Melissa makes a landfall. Small craft operators, including fishers on the quays and the banks, are strongly advised to remain in safe harbor until all warning messages have been lifted and wind and the sea conditions have returned to normal. The Meteorological Service continues to closely monitor the progress of Hurricane Melissa, and all interests are encouraged to pay special attention to further releases. Fuel and cables stolen from telecoms firms could delay Jamaica's recovery from Melissa. There are fears that Jamaica's recovery from Hurricane Melissa could be slowed by criminals who continue to prey on the resources of local utility companies. The island's major telecommunications companies have been targeted by criminals over the years, and on Sunday, Flow reported that as it put systems in place to ensure a speedy restoration of service based on the expected impact of Melissa, its work was being stymied by vandals. Unfortunately, during the pre-storm assessment in the past week, we found that at least 10 of our generators, about 1,300 gallons of fuel, were stolen. Stephen Price, general manager of Flow Jamaica, told a media briefing called by the island's utility providers and hosted by Jamaica Public Service Company on Sunday. Price told the briefing that on Sunday morning, Flow discovered that criminals had stolen cables from its infrastructure on Cassia Park Road in St. Andrew all the way to Red Hills Road, affecting service to some of its customers. This is the kind of things that affect us in a hurricane scenario, so I am asking the public to help us, pleaded Price as he urged the public to report to the police any suspicious activities around the company's sites. According to Price, Flow is doing its part to prevent the theft, with its security vendors, trying to secure as many sites as they can, with remote monitoring of some sites. In the meantime, Chief Executive Officer of Digicel Jamaica, Steven Murad, told the media briefing that when Hurricane Beryl hit Jamaica last July, criminality was one of the factors which caused a delay in the restoration of its service to some communities. St. Ann is the best example of this I can give you. During Hurricane Beryl, criminals drained every bit of diesel fuel, which is why we lost the St. Ann. Not because of the winds or anything like that, but because individuals decided to drain that tank, said Murad. So I can't stress enough that if you take away critical infrastructure, whether you decide to go and steal the diesel or get frustrated because of the security measures and decide to damage everything, is going to take us much longer to provide critical services for our customers, and that is just unacceptable, added Murad. In underscoring the dangers associated with the theft of fuel and the cables from the utility providers, Minister with responsibility for energy and telecommunications, Darrell Vaz, told the media briefing that the government will adopt a zero-tolerance approach against the criminals who could hinder emergency response and recovery operations linked to the passage of Melissa. Everybody in every community must look out for their brothers and sisters, but most importantly, they must look out for those who want to set us back by greed or for whatever other reason by interfering with government property or the Telcons or JPS property. So the 20 gallons of diesel that they stole for whatever reason is 20 gallons less than will be available to be used for you in your community to provide a cellular service, electricity, or whatever else it is, said Vaz. For every time somebody does anything to harm the property of the Telcons, whether it be diesel oil or generators or fiber cable, it is only going to set us back in our recovery efforts, added Vaz. Prison visits suspended ahead of hurricane. The Department of Correctional Services is suspending all visits to correctional institutions with immediate effect until further notice in view of Hurricane Melissa's impending passage across Jamaica. During the period, the public will not be allowed to take food or care packages to these facilities. Our foremost priority is the safety and well-being of those in our care, and we are taking every possible precaution to protect them during this time, the DCS said in a post on social media on Monday. Hurricane Melissa earlier Monday strengthened into a powerful Category 5 storm south of Jamaica and is expected to turn towards the island later in the day. It is expected to move near or over the island Monday night or Tuesday. Health centers remain closed, hospitals open. The Ministry of Health and Wellness says health centers across the island remain closed due to the passage of Hurricane Melissa. However, public hospitals remain open. The ministry, in a media release on Monday, said all primary care services are suspended and the patients with appointments are asked to be in touch with their health center later this week to reschedule appointments. Meanwhile, individuals with chronic illnesses such as diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, and asthma are reminded to have adequate supplies of medication, and if they have to evacuate their homes, that they take their medications with them to their place of shelter. They are also being urged to continue taking their medications as prescribed by the doctor while away from home. Pregnant women who are within 1 month of their delivery date should relocate to family or friends who are near a hospital or delivery center. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.